Hello YouTube, and welcome to another review by Pacific Military Contractors Airsoft team. Today's review will be on the infamous KWA M93R replica. Alright, this is a gas blowback machine pistol. If you don't know the real steel history, go look it up on Wikipedia. In real life it is chambered for the 9mm round, but as you can see, KWA has done the trademarks, and it says caliber 6mm. As far as other trademarks go, there are some on the selector switch right here, which are the 3-round burst, semi, and the safety. Those aren't really trademarks, but they've been kind enough to fill them in, and that's it. So yeah, the gun will run you about $160 to $170, depending on where you get it and which package you get it in. There are a couple different versions of the packages you can get in. They've come with a 2-mag package. Sometimes they come with one with the stock on it. But our team member who owns this just got it as the gun itself. Let's go over the externals now. The lower receiver is polymer, which is kind of sad and kind of good in some ways. It keeps the overall weight down, but the construction on it isn't, it works. But it is a little bit flimsy in some areas, like the trigger guard. You can bend it up a little bit. But KWA always does that, so it's no surprise to me. The outer barrel is also polymer. Again, no surprise. It does make it a faster travel barrel, which is good. It keeps the gas consumption down, but it is less sturdy than, say, a metal one. So, I don't know, if you don't like that, then don't buy it. The slide is aluminum and is pretty lightweight. The slide catch slash lock right here, which you can see, is just like on the M9, and it works pretty well. The trigger is a single action trigger, unlike the M9, and it only works in the single action, alright? It does not work on double action. Okay? The mag release is located right here, and you push that in and pull out the mag. For some reason, ours is not a free fall style magazine well or whatever. I don't know, you have to pull it out compared to some of the other ones where you have to. Oh, you don't have to. You have to manually pull it out. So, I mean, that could be a plus in some ways or a minus. So, yeah, the grips are textured, and I bet you can replace those with the wood ones that KSC used to make. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but you might be able to. The foregrip out here folds down and up. You're supposed to hold it like this. Put your thumb through the trigger guard, and then wrap your hand around it like that. Don't hold it like that. That's just uncomfortable and stupid. And don't put your hand, just hold it like it's supposed to be, right there. That's why they have the enlarged trigger guard. The selector switch actually has 3 modes instead of the 2 that are shown. KWA has been nice enough to include a full auto mode, which is in between 3-round burst and semi. The gas consumption isn't too bad. I haven't really used this gun, period. One of our team members who's here today will do a player's perspective review after I'm done with this, but he'll tell you all about the gas consumption and accuracy. The safety is located right behind it and is not as strong or as snappy as the selector, but it does work. And yeah, the trigger is metal. All the moving parts that are important are metal. And that's pretty much it as far as that goes. The magazine, I'm not going to go over it too much because you can watch another video that we'll have up soon about how to use gas magazines and all of that. Since this is a gas blowback pistol, you're going to need to be cleaning it a lot. After you use it every time, or before it as well. I would highly suggest just cleaning it every time you use it and before it, but you can clean it more. To disassemble it, you're going to be using the disassembly lever located right here. And what you want to do is push the button on this side in, and then rotate the lever all the way 90 degrees. Okay? Once you've done that, make sure you have your magazine out, by the way. Sorry I didn't say that. Once you've done that, you're going to want to slide your entire upper receiver out. It'll do that sometimes. No big deal. The spring guide and return spring will come out. That's no big deal. Just don't lose them. To disassemble it further, you want to pull the barrel all the way through and then rotate it up and out of the slide. And there's your barrel and hop-up unit. Another complaint I have is that the feed ramp on this particular gun is rather thin and flimsy. It is metal though, but it can break, and I've seen it happen before. And once that happens, your gun will jam up almost indefinitely. So yeah, there's your outer barrel, which is polymer, your slide, which is aluminum, and there's your lower assembly. On your slide, you want to grease or oil all of the spots where it connects to the gun and anything that moves. So yeah, send these off to the side. On your lower receiver, you're going to want to grease these rails right here where the slide connects to. This knob right here, which controls your 3-round and selector modes. The hammer assembly, and then your trigger grouping right there. If you really feel like it, you can do the selector assembly and the slide catch. Alright, so we're going to be reassembling it now, and this can be rather challenging if you've never done it before, and it just takes some time to get used to. And the first thing you want to do is put the spring in the spring guide. Alright, just like this. I'm going to set that off to the side. Alright, you want to take your slide and your outer barrel, and you're going to want to feed that through the spot on the slide for the outer barrel. You want to make sure that's lined up correctly, because if it isn't, then it won't go back together. And once you have that lined up correctly, it should look something like that. Alright, press that lever down a couple times, make sure it's all secure. Alright. After that, you're going to take your spring guide, and I prefer to do it this way. I don't really have a personal preference, against other ways, but I like to hold the spring back in the spring guide and then feed it through right here. Once you've done that, let it go and let it catch onto the outer barrel. Like so, and it should connect on right there. This can be really challenging, and just make sure you get on that little latch. Okay? Next part, you're going to want to put your upper receiver onto your lower receiver. Alright, and then once you get your spring guide all put together correctly, you want to get your outer barrel lined up, and you should be ready. You want to make sure that the slide is in the original forward position, so it's flush in the back. It cannot be like this or this. It needs to be like that. And you're going to want to flip your disassembly lever back up, and that will stop it. It should be good to go. We will now do a player's perspective on the gun. Here's one of our teammates that has used it quite a bit.
Alright, so as you all know, this is a very amazing PTP M93R. And I've used this gun multiple times in games, even just with, not just as a sidearm, but as a main weapon, because my gun wasn't working, so I had to borrow it. It is fantastic. For just being a pistol, it is very accurate, and it is very dependable. The gas consumption is great. You can get 2 full mags out of 1 gas fill, and on semi, at least. And the 3-round burst feeds perfectly every time, and the full metal slide and everything, the kick is very nice. And so this gun is amazing. I would very recommend getting it because it is very maneuverable and very comfortable in your hands. Now, this has been a review by Pacific Military Contractors Airsoft team, and thank you for watching.